and should establish more TVET colleges and technical high schools, and should also be establishing more universities in various parts of the country. This conference has reiterated our commitment to a better Africa and a better world, and the steps that will need to be taken will be further elaborated as we receive the reports of the commissions in January. This 55th conference has placed the position of women, both within the ANC and in society, firmly on the center of our national election. We must welcome the fact that 3 of the top 7 officials elected by yourselves are women. Now, this is great progress, but it is not enough. I am not entirely happy that we have still got much fewer women attending conference as delegates. We need to improve on that and have equal number of men and women in our conferences. We should not rest until we have achieved full equality in all our structures of our movement, equality in terms of representation or participation, and also of opportunity. Comrades, this is something that we need to focus our attention on more closely. That as we set up structures, and even as delegates come to conference, this is an area that we need to watch more closely, so that the equality that we speak of must be practiced, firstly by the African National Congress. Our discussions at this 55th conference have taken a firm stance against corruption as well. We have recognized that corruption within the ANC is indeed a dire threat to the continued existence of our organization and to the future of the National Democratic Revolution. We have recognized the great progress that has been made over the last 5 years in tackling corruption within our ranks, within the state, and across society. But we have also acknowledged that we have not done enough to end corruption, to reverse the effects of state capture, and to deal with the corrosive effects of the ANC and institutions across society. We have said that government should consider establishing a vibrant and independent anti-corruption agency as a structure to address issues of corruption across the country. And this has largely been welcomed by people in our country. We have stated our determination at this conference to take all necessary steps to address this problem. We know from our recent experience that such actions can be difficult and they can also be painful. We know that these actions may be met with opposition and that they may increase discord within our own structures. But as this conference, in the deliberations that we've had, has recognized, we have no choice. We either deal with this problem or we perish as an organization. While this 55th conference has paid great attention to the difficulties that confront our nation today, it has also taken time to look towards the future. Our discussions on the Vision 2023 presented here have positioned the ANC as the movement of tomorrow. We have anticipated and are anticipating how our society and our world will change, and we have taken time to envision the organization that will be required to organize and to advance and to thrive in those circumstances of the future. We are not content to merely observe change that will unfold. This Vision 2032 is taking us along a route of setting out a roadmap through which we will contribute to the direction and the pace of social and economic change. This roadmap will outline the work that we must undertake, starting now, to make the ANC an ever more effective agent of fundamental transformation. 5 years ago in this very hall, we set out on a journey of rebuilding, of reuniting and renewing our country. There's a delegate who was present at the 54th conference from the Free State. Soon after we were elected, he ran up to the stage and stood here and said very loudly and clearly to me that, President, we want you to unite the African National Congress. That delegate is here again today, and he has expressed that same wish again, that President focus on uniting the African National Congress. And that is precisely what I see my task as President of the African National Congress, to unite this organization. Since 2017, it has been a difficult journey. We have encountered many challenges in seeking to forge this unity. At times, we have met fierce resistance. We made a number of errors along the way, but we have remained true to the course of the restoration of our movement. This 55th National Conference has confirmed that we are on the right path. But more than that, this conference has made a clear call for greater urgency and greater action, particularly in uniting and renewing the African National Congress. The delegates, as all of you have convened here, you view the ANC as an organization that must be renewed, yes, and must be united. We need, as we move on, to resolve a number of challenges that confront our country, but we also know that we can only confront those challenges if we are a united organization. If the ANC is divided, it will never be able to unite the people of South Africa. If the ANC is divided, it will never be able to build an economy that can create jobs. We need, yes, to act with resolve, to ensure that we address the turmoil, for instance, of load shedding that is taking our economy backwards. We also need to remove the obstacles to faster economic growth and job creation. We need to act against those public representatives and officials who are delaying vital reforms that we need to build a thriving economy. We need to fix our schools and our hospitals, our roads and our water infrastructure. Yes, we need to close those potholes, even as the Secretary General is now moving to a new position from his position as Minister of Transport, where he's been seeking to close potholes. We need to also employ people because they are competent, because they are committed, not because they are connected to other people. We need to professionalize the public service and the patronage that may have existed in the past should come to an end. People must be appointed because they have the ability, the capability of serving our people, and that must be the standard. And we must show no mercy to those who steal money from the poor, whoever they are and wherever they are. This is the definitive mandate that I have seen and heard emerging from discussions at this conference. And we are bound by our commitment to the ANC and to the people of South Africa to fulfill that responsibility. As we have come to the end of the first part of this conference, as we adjourn this conference and will hold the second and last part in January on a hybrid fashion, we return to our provinces, to our branches, filled with the commitment that indeed the African National Congress must continue to serve the people of our country. And I want to thank those who have done a great deal of work to make this conference possible. It isn't often easy to have a conference of more than 4,600 people. Those who have committed time and effort, and I know that many people have not slept for hours. I want to thank them. I want to thank the Electoral Committee, who also have not slept for hours, making sure that the election process at this conference proceeds well. The technical staff, the marshals, the security officials, and the many service providers, but I also want to thank the donors who contributed to ensure or enable this conference to happen. I wish to thank the media for their coverage of this conference. I got to hear that there were up to 900 media representatives, completely unprecedented to have so many from all over the world. And I wish to thank them for their coverage of this conference, ensuring that all South Africans have an opportunity to follow the proceedings of this very important event in the life of our country. And I wish to thank our alliance partners, representatives of civil society who've been present here, and guests from fraternal organizations and from the international community and from the diplomatic corps who've been with us over the past 5 days. I wish to thank all branch members whose wishes and aspirations have been represented here. For many months throughout the country, tens of thousands of ANC members have been meeting in preparation for this conference. They have elected their delegates, nominated their leadership candidates, and conducted extensive discussions on the policy priorities of our organization. In doing so, they have participated in a historic democratic process that is more extensive, more vibrant, and more thorough than that of any other political formation in our country. There is none that gets close to the processes that we go through in the African National Congress. Ayikho efana ne-ANC. Lastly, I wish to thank you, the delegates, for having so diligently represented the mandate of your branches and your structures. And as we went through many Letsema campaigns, I kept saying that to our branch members, that they must choose delegates who will, when they come to national conference, stay in conference, not go around partying all over, represent their branches. And I am able to say, you all have done exactly that. And thank you very much. And I wish to thank you for having, and congratulate you as well, for having placed our movement firmly on the path of fundamental renewal and rebuilding. Returning to Comrade Fidel Castro's 1959 victory speech, he asked the gathered revolutionaries what they expected to achieve. And he asked, what is just ambition and a desire to command? Was it to take over the reins of power, just to be able to drive around in limousines, to own mansions, or to live like kings, he asked? Or was it about self-sacrifice, about being willing to give up all and receive nothing in return? Was it about being ready to give up everything and continue on the austere path of the genuine revolutionary? As a movement, we have at many points in recent times had to ask similar questions of ourselves. What we hoped to achieve at this 55th conference was to unite our movement, to give momentum to the process of renewal, and to recommit ourselves to serving the people of South Africa. That is what we have done. We are emerging stronger as the ANC, but we know that our work is far from done. Now, more than ever, history demands that each one of us demonstrates that the unity and the renewal of our movement is indeed an imperative. This should give us that sense of duty to serve our people, our country, with no expectation of anything in return, but to earn the confidence and the trust of our people. So this national conference has affirmed what the people of this country believe and desire, that the ANC must be united, it must be renewed. They also have a deep desire that the ANC should continue living and that the ANC should continue leading. That is what our people desire. Thank you very much. Go well, homewards. Amandla! Amandla! Thank you, comrades.
Amandla, ayibambe comrade, ayibambe njalo. Comrade, can we stand where we are? Because we're now going to sing the national anthem. The choir is here to lead the sing of the national anthem. Let's all be part of sing of the national anthem. Stand up, the men must take off their hats and we sing the national anthem.
See
Okay. Before you sing another nice song, Nikubulemos National Anthem. Delegates who have not voted, comrades, we are reminded, don't leave without casting your vote. Please, any delegate, I know now you're all going to get to buses, rushing home, don't leave without casting your vote. Number two, all the presenters of the various papers that were going to be presented are invited on the stage. They are going to be talking to the media, all of them, so that media can ask as many questions as they want to the presenters of these various commissions. And that is actually taking us to the end of the meeting. Then you can have a song. The meeting is adjourned until the 5th of January, 2023. Thank you very much.
Is there where we're able to monitor?
No.